And then this needs to be 3-3. And then we could turn that off, simulate the debris falling down, and then we should crush it. If this works, we could turn on the other ones, and then we'll be good. There's another challenge. Ooh, what's the challenge, man? I was asking if you got to like the eggs on accident. Yeah, I have. I've gotten probably like 5 in total in the course of the 900 cycles. Or I've noticed about 5 delectables. But yeah, it does happen, man. I want to say it's pretty common. So I can't mop that, huh? I can mop the top layer, it's not a lot. I don't want to spill it because it's going to spill over. But I want to get rid of the water. Alright, so how much water do we have? Water on the ground, water up top. Alright, so we're going to allow water to be dumped here again. Sure. Because we don't have a lot of it in the open. I just want to clean up the map. So we'll do that. They're going to start getting the water from here, and just dump it into here, goes into the reservoir. Since doing 100 dupe challenge this run, maybe something to do a 1 dupe challenge? No, that's bad strat. So some challenges are nice to stream. That is a bad challenge. Have you ever done research as a 1 dupe challenge? I'm just going to be sitting here watching the dupe go through the animation for an hour. And it's like he's going to do nothing else. He's going to wake up, eat from the starter nutrient bar box, come back, sleep, go pee a little bit, and just be on the research station all day until I get enough tech. That's the problem with the 1 dupe challenge. You can't stream that. You could do it for a YouTube video because you can make hypercuts and then make it so that you could only look at when things are happening, but not for streaming. That's not going to be fun. It's an idea, appreciate it, but yeah, that's not a good one. Not gonna lie though, unless you stream, you wouldn't think about that. So, you know, don't beat yourself up for that. You try to give an idea, appreciate it, but yeah, it's not gonna be feasible. All right, so we get that built. Oh, nice, it's in. We're gonna buffer this 30 seconds. All right, so let's simulate how this works. So there's no meteor shower. Right now we're simulating a green signal, and then this is basically they detect the meteor shower. And then after the meteor shower is over, we get a red signal. That gives us the red signal that opens up this door, as it should. And then this door has to open. So this takes a little bit of time, which is why we're at 60 seconds on this filter gate. Because we need this to open up fully, and then the regolith needs to fall through. Which means I need to keep this door open until that happens. So it looks like the filter gate is timed up pretty well, 60 seconds. Yeah, appreciate it, Real Guitar. Thank you for the ideas. Oh, lag. Alright, so once it opens, it should just fall down. This is at around 10 seconds. There we go. And it's going to falling animation. There we go. Doors are open, falls down. And then what should happen is the door is about to close. We're sending a green signal here to do the regolith crushing. Is it enough time? It's not falling through, so it might not be enough time. So let's go with 5. Let's go with 5 seconds. Because it's not doing the falling animation that it needs to do. What? Is that not enough time still? There we go. Falls in, and then it crushes. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. So 5 seconds looks to be the sweet spot. Perfect, perfect. And then the regolith gets deleted. So you don't actually get regolith that you could pick up this way. But, you know, it's better than generating more resources. So now that we know that works, we can actually have that connect to the top now. And then all we have to do is connect this wire. And then after that, we get solar power. And I think that's great. So let's go like that. Oh, there's no power here. Never mind. Let's get some power first. This needs a little bit of juice. Okay, so this power wire is at 240 watts. Not a lot. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. 9 times 120. Yep. Is that Crusher work in DLC? Because I'm stealing it. Hey, man, if you don't know how it works, Real Guitar, you're going to have a bad time. I will say that. Because there's a lot of things that have to be very specific for this to work. And yes, does this work on the DLC? So you could use this for the Gassy Moo Planet, the Frozen Asteroid. Once you actually breach the tear, you can use that on the DLC. But it's a very peculiar setup. Basically, it revolves around the falling animation of Regolith to push down. And what you need to be aware of is... oh, just never thought about getting rid of Regolith that way. Yep. Yeah, door... this is a different design, dark matter, but yes, you could technically use the doors for that as well. Door compressor. That's what you would look up on YouTube most of the time. But yeah, this is not bad. You need to have the Regolith in this form, so that means you can't put a dispenser on top. And then just drop the Regolith on top of that. That does not work. If that's what you're trying to do, that does not work. Most of the time, though, you'd probably just feed it to the shovels or use it as a filtration alternative. Yeah, that's the thing. You could go with auto miners to deal with the Regolith, but that's exactly the pain, though. You have to deal with the fact that you're going to have to cool down the Robo Miner, which is honestly why I hated this building. This is good range, but it heats up itself. That's very inconvenient, man. It really is. Alright, so this is steel. We'll use steel conductive wiring. You know what? I'm going to use iron. Because I think I could get away with it. Alright, and then we just go up to here. All we got to do is connect that. The automation is already there, so we just got to build the power wire. And then we'll start getting solar power. We have to deconstruct the switch, because I don't think it's necessary. Actually, we can just keep it. Nah, of course, it's another meteor shower. Alright, let's just get rid of it. Puddle of vaporizing water works for me perfectly. Also looks cool. I see Wolder full on. Did on lava. Oh, that works too. Lava works. Nothing bad. Like it's working hard. I see. I see. Alright, so this should be good. And then I could have my rocket on the right side or even on the left. We just have to decide what we want to do with that. So I think the max range we get is... I think the max range with this is, I think it's 7. It's 7 or 9 in order to get to the first spot. So what I will do is I will keep this always locked right here. And then we're going to use this tile for the telescope. Same thing. This is going to have to be a door setup. We'll probably just line it up. So it's here. And then there is, I think it's a station? Telescope, yeah. And then we have to put a Regolith crusher below that. It cooks into lava. No, it does damage, not insta-kill. It's very little damage. I think it's 10 damage. It melts into magma. So you could actually just melt this, and then magma solidifies into igneous. So you could convert Regolith into igneous rock, technically, and then feed it to your hatches. Shingara, you're right. You can cook it. What's going on, LeBron? How are you? When are you going to be playing, dude? You're injured, man. How are you, though, Mr. LeBron? It's a good way to do it. You get free power. Haven't seen Meteors in DLC yet. That's on specific planets in the DLC. So you won't ever get on your starter asteroid unless they release a biome with it back. Massive hatch farms. Yo, man, you gotta do what you gotta do if you have a lot of hatches to feed. Pretty good heat source. It's not bad. I will be back soon. Gotcha, gotcha, man. Awesome, awesome. How do you feel about the Lakers, man? You're doing all right now, I think. They started off pretty bad, but they're getting into a groove. Yeah, they are. If you're watching the games, man, they're playing a lot better than they did last year, 100% of the time. A lot better than they did last year. By this point, dude, it's looking a lot better. Do you think they're going to sign Melo halfway into the season? I think that's what's going to happen. Honestly, LeBron, I think that's what's going to happen. They're going to waive Cole Swider and bring in Melo, and he's going to be either off the bench or third string. I believe that's going to happen. It's just that they know that they want to give their young rookies some experience first. And then Melo needs, get into shape, get his shots up. He's probably working out right now like he always does. But I think that's going to happen, man. All right, so we have Travado. This guy's not bad. Farm dig suit wearing, operating suit wearing. That's pretty sweet. Can't attack, can't do doctor, agriculture. That's all right. Operating digging. I don't need the farmers right now. I might take bubbles. Operating with Luddite. That's pretty bad. Though the Scout Hatch farms, they are OP. Create park, farm, and rotating. They sleep in the park, eat in the farm. Farm is carpeted. Laying dupes, get much out of it. Oh, I see Shingara. That has nothing on my Great Hall, though. My 120 dupe Great Hall. I'm just saying. 120 dupes, baby. You know what it is. So, quick question. I don't have super cooling yet. What would be better cooling liquid? What would be a better cooling liquid for steam turbine? So, depending on the temperature range, Mr. Ghost Rider, and I know you have the DLC, the best liquid is supercoolant. That's any temperature range as long as it's not above, I think it's 300. So negative 255 to positive 300, it's going to be supercoolant. Now, if you're doing hot temperatures, so above 27, or usually it's 35, I think, nuclear waste is number 2 with a 7.4 stat line. Supercoolant's 8.16, I think, so it's better than nuclear waste, but it has low range. Nuclear waste is only 35 to, I think, 400. But it's very good for cooling, if it's in that range. Now, outside of those two, water is number 3. It's not even close. Water and its variants. Polluted water, brine, salt water. Water is the best. Polluted water is arguably, you give, I think it's 10 specific heat capacity, which is not a lot, 0.10. And you get plus 20 on both ends. Minus 20 and plus 120 is going to be your ranges. So it depends on your temperature range. But technically, it's going to be water or polluted water in most cases. Is going to be what you're going to want to use. And what you're looking for is the stats. Let's look at water specifically. You categorize coolant liquids by this stat, specific heat capacity. Everything else does not matter outside of the range of temperature. So range of temperature is what you're trying to cool to, and then your low point and high point. And then your specific heat capacity value is your rank. The higher the value, the better. So this is 4179, right? Supercoolant is 8.44, which is a lot better, right? That's double. Now, I don't have nuclear waste to show you because I'm on base game, but nuclear waste is like a 7344. So it's worse than nuclear waste, but the temperature range is a lot worse as well because it solidifies at, I think, 27. No, conductivity, you could actually tie that to the pipes because you could use aluminum. That's 205. Conductivity doesn't matter because of the grand scheme of things. When you're using an aqua tuner and you're cooling that down, your cooling factor is a flat number, right? That means that you want to use a liquid medium that's very hard to cool, right? Now, the aqua tuner is probably one of the most polarizing buildings in the game if you don't know how to use it. Because if you don't know how to use it, you're just going to be like, everything keeps breaking. And eventually, if it works now, eventually it breaks. And people don't understand why. It's because of how the cooling factor works. This changes the temperature by a flat value instead of DTU units. So that means depending on the liquid you choose for the aqua tuner is how well this heats up or generates heat. So if you choose something that's a very bad stat, so in this case, oil is really bad. So liquid oil, right here, if we go into the liquid oil, 169. For liquids, this is pretty low, right? This is a third of water. And ethanol is better than this, right? Out of all the liquids you really have options to. The only upside is that you have a high evaporation point. So if you're using crude oil to cool down to around the 20-30 degree range, this is going to have 1/3 the effectiveness as water. Basically, if you were to cool two identical rooms, one with crude oil and one with water, the one with water is going to cool down 3 times faster. So that means that in the grand scheme of things, you're paying 3 times the amount of power that you would have to spend for the aqua tuner. Eventually, it will get down to the temperature if there's no other heats being added in, meaning that it's just, a room with, a hot tile, and you cool it down. However, in a case of you're generating heat while trying to cool it down at the same time, so you could be doing something like power generators, right? Every time they generate power, they generate heat. You could run a cooling loop on top of that to counteract that. Water is good because if you look at it instead of temperature and you look at it in pure DTU values, you have to apply more DTU to the liquid for it to go up or down. So in that case, the higher the specific heat capacity value, the better it's going to be. I'm not sure if it's good, but I try to use ethanol early game for cold. I actually do it too. Ethanol's not bad. I'm using it for my ice loop, but that's because of the range, right? Oh, that's aluminum. Ethanol is great temperature range, minus 114 to 78, so you can go very cold. And it's 246, which is about half of water. So water is better, but since water can't go below 0, I gotta use ethanol, right? My ice here is at 40 degrees. 40 degree ice. You gotta run the food on top. But yeah, that works does. That's why it's like the range of the temperature or the temperature you're trying to cool towards is going to be the biggest factor of what liquid you choose. Didn't know that crude is great for heating. Yep, I'm using that right now. We're going to make some steel. And we have crude oil at 190 degrees. Perfect. And then when we smelt that, it heats up, right? By 138 degrees. So you know what that means? 192 plus 138 equals 328, which means the steam in this room is going to be around 200 degrees or higher. That allows me to get maximum power production. And Shingar is right. You could use the specific heat capacity against itself. So what we're doing here is basically we're using a liquid that has a low specific heat capacity. In our case, it's oil because it has a wide range and a low value, right? And since that allows us to get to a hotter temperature, we basically get to use a single process loop to heat up the steam in the room to 200 degrees to get a lot of power. You can see that we got one process loop, and you can see the 300 degree oil coming out, and then we're going to run it in the steam box. So in this case, even though oil cools down a lot faster than it does water, it's actually to our benefit, because by doing this, we could superheat the water into steam, and it starts cooling up, right? So the crude oil comes in at 330, and it's going to exit at 100 degrees. That's insane. So it cools down pretty well. We get to use that liquid for the next metal refinery. And then by doing this, we get steam power. So we're waiting for the steam temperature to pick up. Once it does, it's going to start rolling. And then it feeds into our power system. So Chingar was right. It's good for heating. And a lot of the times you want to use that for something like this. Wouldn't that mean that it cools more than the heat it puts out? So it's cold positive? No. So anytime you're cooling down with an aqua tuner, you're not magically deleting the heat. this DTU value right here is approximate value, and you know why that's like that? It's dependent on what liquid you're using. So that means if you use a high specific heat capacity liquid like supercoolant, you're going to create more heat on your aqua tuner building itself, which is going to require more cooling. So the cold positive thing, it's not technically true. You're displacing the heat instead. So it's basically like you had a magic wand and you zap the heat from one thing and you move it on to something else. That's exactly how the aqua tuner operates. It absorbs the heat from it onto the building itself. So this building gets hot. Or yeah, the building gets hot. But then the liquids cool down as a result. So that's how that works. I use crude oil for heating my base, and it doesn't fluctuate a lot while looping around the base. Yeah, a lot of people look at liquids for what benefits them, which gives them the feedback bias, where great materials are overlooked for other niche things. Yep. So that's kind of where it's like, you could just copy the streamers and just always use water and not understand why. But once you start understanding it, it kind of opens up the realm of possibility, right? Because you're not going to see a lot of people like Shingara using oil to transfer heat, even though it's feasible. It's one of the things where you wouldn't think about using that for like heating up a room, like taking a metal refinery and running the contents into a box so that you could grow pinch of pepper nuts, right? That's an example. Because pinch of pepper nuts have a nice range of 35 to 85. You could try to run the crude oil inside the chlorine room right here and have that heat up the plant so that they could be at the right temperature. It's one of the things you wouldn't even consider unless you have a little bit better understanding. But, you know, that's kind of how Oni is. The more you know, the more fun it's going to be. Great example is junk materials, which could be processed into other things and fed into farms. Yeah, process chains is another thing. That's exactly right. Process chains are pretty legit. Because the thing with some of the process chains is not understanding what resources you get. And if you know what becomes what, like lumber, the pips eat it, gives you dirt, right? And then the lumber goes into ethanol. Ethanol gives you polluted dirt and carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, you could actually use a carbon skimmer and convert water into polluted water. So you can make polluted water this way if you have water. And then the polluted dirt, you could compost into regular dirt. You could also just allow the polluted dirt to off-gas and build a filter device like this and have it become oxygen. Now, another thing is we feed ethanol into the petroleum generators. So the process chain continues. We produce polluted water from this and more carbon dioxide. So we get power, and then we could use the water to feed our electrolyzers. So there's a lot of process chains you could do. Of course, that's actually the reason why people like sour gas boiler designs. It's the end game process chain that you would do once you basically completed the game. But yeah, there's a lot you could do. It just requires a lot of the understanding. Oh, it's another meteor shower. Alright, this is going to be fine. Alright, so this is built. Let's connect it. And then let's go for the automation. Alright, we're going to be good now. So this is going to do its thing. I need a oxygen line coming up here. I could probably use the line that's dedicated to the suits. Realistically. And I'd probably pull it up top like this. And this needs to feed into the telescope, so we have oxygen for that. So we got to build this. Alright, so we also got to mine out the regolith down here. And then I have to build another crusher setup right underneath that, and we just have to hook this up together. So this goes into that, that's into here, that's not bad. Another great example, polluted pools are best semi-passive oxygen in the game, full stop. Need automation to set it up, but you can put sensors around the doors when you have the right amount of pressure, allow CO2 to filter down when the doors are shut, and you need to feed CO2, eaters, like slugs, and bam. Oh, I see you. I see you. Shingar, have you seen this filter design? Because I like having the idea of having the off-gas setup. So I'm using the polluted oxygen geyser right here. And we have something called a perfect filter. So you can see that none of the polluted oxygen leaves the box. But look at my deodorizers. They're working. Or they were working. Yeah, look at that. They're working. They're generating oxygen. Emitting oxygen 30 grams per second. And it's because of the filter design we have right here. Liquid doesn't change state and break a pint if it's only 1 kilogram, right? Yes, 10% rule. Yes. If all asteroids observed by telescope is still useful for other purpose. If you don't have the telescope, you cannot bring up the star map. Oh, no, you can. Oh, no, this is the star map, right? If you deconstruct the telescope, you can't open this anymore. It's the same thing if you deconstruct your research modules. So if you deconstruct your research station and the supercomputer, you can't open this tab anymore. Same with gas. No. Gas, it's 10% rule. Dark matter. So do you know what the 10% rule is? So you need to keep the buildings. With spaced out, you can't? Okay. Maybe they patched that out. That used to be a thing. Where if you remove the science buildings for research, you can't open this anymore. And I thought it was mad annoying. Did they patch that? Rudy Rose? Maybe they did. I would imagine they would, because honestly, that shouldn't be intended. I prefer polluted pool. Toilets feed into myself. I don't have the fight temp stand. That's true. It's around 30 degrees, which is not bad. I do now. I mean, 10% rule for gas. Okay, so it's not 1 kilogram. That's all I wanted to say. Yes, 10% rule, but it's not 1 kilogram because pipes are 1 kilogram at a time. The gas pipes, right? It goes up to only 1,000 grams, 1 kg. Yep, so 10% rule means 100 grams for this pipeline. But cannot see what they are until you go there and have the telescope. Yeah. You gotta have the telescope from the get-go in order to like unlock the module. But then afterwards, yeah, maybe it does work. I could probably test that out today. Can your rocket go up the star map without a telescope? No, right? You gotta have one in the beginning. I think you do. Alright, autosave lag, wait for it, make another crusher setup. You can also click on your planet to see the geysers and voles that are hidden until you crack them open. Redo Rose, there's a lot of caveats with that, if you didn't know. That's only true in the spaced out start. That's not true on the classic start with the DLC. It's only true on the spaced out start. So in both cases, that's with the DLC. So in the base game, which is what we're playing, we can't do that because I don't have that star map. And in the DLC, if you do the classic start and you don't actually know the geysers, it's going to pop up as unknown geyser. And then there's going to be a brackets. They fixed that? Did they fix that? Because that's what happens. In the starter planetoid only. The other planetoids, they let you know. But in the first planetoid you start off on, they don't tell you what geysers you have. Because I played that, and it said unknown. That's all it said. Unknown, and then parentheses, 12 geysers. I did that before. You can, So, Rudio Rose, it would only be on the first planetoid you start off on, and then after that... Oh, it's been fixed, so it actually reviews it? That kind of sucks, because I kind of like that was unknown. But hey, it's free information. It's free information, man. I can't be mad about that. Hey, man, they gotta do what they gotta do. If that's what they want, man. It is what it is. What's the biggest mistake you see players making? Myself, I see players designing bases that chain block gases. Yeah, the biggest mistake I would say is not distributing the oxygen properly. No. The biggest mistake I see is probably... I mean, the gas one's pretty big because they don't allow gas hallways for gas filtration. That's pretty bad because it makes it so that you have a lot of straggling gas. But I want to say it's... I think it has to do with how they don't know what's happening. I don't know. It's not a mistake though. The biggest issue I see players running into is when their pipes break and they don't know what's going on. So they go from like, oh, my pipe's breaking. Okay, maybe I just need to insulate it. Oh, that doesn't work. Oh, maybe it's a radiant pipe. And then, oh, that doesn't work. I have no idea what's going on, and they give up. So it's like not a. It's a knowledge gate, but it's not like a mistake. It's just lack of knowledge. I feel like that's the most common question asked. Why are my pipes breaking? What's going on here? And people don't understand, like when they're using the meta refinery, right? Because they use this and they're like, why are my pipes breaking? Why is the water? And it's like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense now. Just some of them are some you have to find. Nope, not all of them. Some of them you have to. Oh, interesting. So before, I believe what it was that the starter asteroid you started on did not have its geysers revealed. Because in the classic start, you get RNG geysers. In the spaced out DLC start, you have predetermined geysers depending on the planetoid start that you have. That's why I thought it was like that. And I thought it was intended. But if the devs patch that, hey man, it is what it is. I'm not even mad. This makes it a little bit easier. Some of them you have to find. For me, not allowing mixing of gas liquids, stifling progress for the sake of cleanliness. Oh, yeah, I've seen that happen too. I would say probably also there's people that build not enough space between the tiles. Like you should really do 4 tile gaps between layers. And one of them, I don't see a lot of players making this, but one of the things you shouldn't do is build diagonally. I'm kind of surprised not a lot of people do this. Building diagonally, because of how the game works on this grid pattern, you have to go up, down, left, right. But then if you build diagonally, it feels like you have a kind of unique design. And I feel like some players might like to do that, not understanding that they're sabotaging themselves by doing this. Because of how movement works in this game. Like, diagonals are bad. You always want to go up, down, left, right with running as much as you can. Ladders are not good because of run speed bonus. Regular tiles all have run speed bonus of 25%. Plastic ladders only have 20%. Regular ladders are regular movement speed, 0%, so it's basically moving at normal pace. But regular tiles, regardless of what you use, gives you a running speed bonus. And then there's also the other tiles. Plastic tiles, 50%, same thing with metal tiles. So run speed bonus is pretty good. Lack of YouTube, it could also be they want to play the game without the help. That's another thing. But diagonals have benefits in builds for stuff like melters. So it's not that you shouldn't have diagonals in general. It's more so that if you do this, don't make your dupes run on it. Make it so that they have more options. Like that's more so the idea. You don't want them going this way. You want them going another way. You could build this, just don't have them running on the top of it. Because on the bottom half, nothing's gonna happen. You're not gonna like walk up or down. So you could build diagonals if it's for a build, but don't use it for a primary travel thing. Do you like spice? No. So I like spicy foods, but my body hates spicy foods. So what I mean when I say that is that I could eat a bag of hot Cheetos and I will be completely sweating, just drenched in sweat. And it's because I sweat very profusely when I'm eating anything spicy. So because of that, yeah, I sweat like a beast. Let me tell you guys a story. One time I went to Buffalo Wild Wings with the friends and we were watching the basketball game. I forgot what year it was. It was before Lakers won. And what happened was that we were like, hey man, let's get the wing platter. And we're like, okay, cool. And then they're like, oh man, which wing should we get? Because we get 5 choices. And they're like, oh, yeah, it's up to you guys. I don't really care. They're okay. They're like, hey, legit, you like spice? I'm like, yeah, of course. And then, you know, they got some spicy wings. So we're chowing down, watching the game, hanging out. And then my friends looked at me. They were like, dude, you all right, man? You look like you just got out the shower. And the waiter actually came by and said, hey, man, you need a towel? Let me get you a towel. Because I was sweating hard, dude. I was sweating hard. They're like, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm good, man. It's delicious. I just sweat a lot. They're like, oh, okay, man. Cool, cool, cool. That was pretty bad. So I like spice, but the issue is that my body doesn't handle it well. Oh, and this is perfect. Oh no, we have a little bit of issues right here still. I need to start pumping. So the reason why I chose that Wire Yum is because there used to be, that was the ramen, right? I think I remember properly. Back when I was in college, that used to be a popular viral video thing where you eat something very spicy and you film it, and then you get to see the reaction and all that. Wire Yum, let me know. That was it, right? The Samyang instant ramen. I think that's what it was. So that's the reason why I chose that. It was part of the spicy ramen challenge back like 5 years ago. From pull the toilet to pit the pumping, see pull repeat. Oh yeah, that's true. Too much pumping, man. It'd be like that sometimes. Can you still use diagonals to move gas or liquids up? No. Maybe gases, but not liquids. Same with gases. Hi, what's going on 3D? I hope you're doing well. Jumping slow here. Also, ladder gap, ladder pattern. Yeah. What people don't know, the reason why this is bad, the devs are trying to fix this, is that when you're actually jumping up, or, jumping up and you're climbing up, right, with the dupes, what happens is that there's a fixed animation. Meaning that the dupes have a stat called athleticism. This impacts their running speed. However, when they're climbing up something, they have no athleticism impacting that animation. So they're basically moving at 0 athleticism. Anytime they climb up a diagonal like that. I mean, of course, it's in every wall they're climbing up. It's a fixed movement animation. So because of that, you don't get your athleticism benefit, which is the reason why you don't want to have diagonals. Same thing with jumping. When you're jumping across a tile, there is a fixed animation, and a lot of people don't know this, but jumping on a tile teleports you. You don't actually do a jumping animation. So if I have something like this, ladder to ladder, and a dupe jumps from here to here, they actually teleport, but the animation shows them moving like a jump. And the crazy thing is, if you had water here, right, like viscal gel, they do not get wet. And that's how you know they're teleporting. So it's like there's a lot of weird things in the game that a lot of people just don't know about. That's the reason why you don't want to do those things. Oh yeah, I mean like dupes going in the lava cooler, heat transfer with melt. No, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Skip the napkin, right the towel, got it. Yo man, it'd be like that sometimes. That's how you know I sweat bad. Is that soccer game? Don't know enough about that. It's gonna look a lot worse than it actually is. Why are you? I will say that. It's gonna look like I'm dying. Highborn Jace, thank you so much for the 2 months, 3 months. Appreciate the support. Welcome back to the city. Hope you enjoy your stay. Enjoy the emote T20 you guys had free viewing. Don't forget that legit sub badge. But thanks so much for your support. Highborn Jace, how are you, man? Hope you're doing well. And of course, happy Mondays, if you like the Mondays. So, Wire Yum, to answer the question, I'll be fine. I wouldn't put that up if I would actually, like, be in pain, I guess. No, I probably will be in a little bit of pain, because that shit is spicy, I imagine. Yes, that would also include face cam. Yes. So, I won't get into that, but there's some details about that that might make it so that the, one or the other is going to be better. But yeah, you will get to see my face. And then you'll get to see me try to speak with the hot sauce in my mouth. It's just burning. I can't speak anymore. Good to hear, good to hear. I see you over there, man. Flexing those Mamba emotes. Alright, still building this out. We do need to have the automation wire jump across. So this goes here. Let's actually not do that yet because of how the bottom needs to be built. So we'll do that. That connects. This is good. This door needs to connect to that door, so this is going to be a bridge. Was there any other way I could do this? That's kind of the way. That's kind of a pain. So yeah, I just have to bridge that. So that goes here, here, And then this needs power, which we'll just add on. Just lead. And then we have the gas pipeline. Easy does it. And then we just got to connect the top as well. So we got to do that really quick. That goes here with a bridge. Actually, no. I want to do it... Oops. Automation. Iron like this. Nah, we'll do it inside. Keep it clean. Keep the automation wire setup clean. Get this here. Get this coming out. Okay, that's good. And then all we need is power. Cool. So, iron. Just because the lead's not the business. This is not going to be open. I'll still use iron. What went, huh? I thought you were talking about going to see friends. You have some event coming up? That's tomorrow. I'm going to be hanging out with someone who's used to be the mod of my channel. So I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. She's stopping by my area, and she's not from my, she's not from America. So she's visiting. So I get to hang out with her tomorrow. So, going to be hanging out with her. She used to be one of my old mods until she had to work a lot more. Hours change and stuff. So she can't be here on stream as often. She's usually working while I'm streaming now. So because of that, don't really get to talk to her that much or see her. So it's going to be a cool time. At least I think so. Never think the mechanical door could dig the regolith. It's a strats, baby. Old school strats. You never seen this before? Because we don't have to deal with meteorites back in the day. Did you do those emotes yourself? They look awesome. No, I have an artist. I'm really bad at drawing. I'm really bad at drawing. That's X2 is really intense. I'm quite tolerant to spiciness, technically. Chemical burns. Oh, damn. Hopefully it's not that bad. Ah, cool. Yeah. So we get to meet. I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow, man. XKH. I'll find out tomorrow. I'll just use the Robo Miner. It uses lots of power and needs to cool it down. Yeah, that's a problem. Robo Miner, you have to use a coolant because it generates heat on itself. And because a lot of things just get eaten up by the space exposure tile, you have a problem. No! That's gonna break! Wait a second. Pliers, save me? No! It's already 300 degrees! God damn it, Art. Deconstruct. Wait a second, it's fine? No, it overheats. Never mind. Yep, it overheats. For whatever reason, it's not breaking, though. Maybe because it's not on. Alright, we gotta remove this and rebuild it. Oh, yep, overheat damage. It's happening. God damn it. Why did I add the automation too fast? You hate to see that kind of thing happen, boys. You really do. That teleport thing, I think, happens with bridges as well. Yeah, when they're transferring liquids and gases. I think so, too. It makes sense. If a lot of things work that way. Ah, I messed that up. Building impaired. Ranch farming tight. This is like the ultimate farmer. Starts out with suit training. He's going to be fast. Problem is, you can't... I guess it's fine. We'll take Abe. Yeah, I'll take Abe. Abe should be fine. Alright, we have 2 beds still, so it's not that bad. Alright, let's do a bed count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is 12 because it's mirror. And then that means 14, 28. 28 times 4 is 112. That should be enough beds. I shouldn't need more than that, realistically. Do I have a dupe? Do you, dupe? Let's look through the list. So this is alphabetical order. Poetic artists. We're in, boys. This is you. Where you at? Where are you at? It's downtime. Are you hanging out with the dupes, dude? Are y'all hanging out, dude? Y'all is eating. Y'all see poetic artists, man? I have way too many dupes, dude. You're in, though. You are in. You can take a second dupe if you want. We have a lot of free dupes. By the way, I'm watching on the app, so I'm a minute behind. Oh, I got you, Highborn Jace. Yeah, it'd be like that. It's tough. The apps are always laggy. If I use the auto sweeper to pick up Regolith, will the sweeper overheat? The sweeper generates power on itself. But when it's picking up a item, the heat of the item does not affect the building. I hope that answers the question, Dead Bifa. So the auto sweeper generates heat on itself every time it sweeps. So if you have it on a vacuum, it's going to eventually break, just like a RoboMiner does. However, if you're picking up an item that's really hot, if there's no gas or in a vacuum, the auto sweeper does not have any of the temperature of the item transferred to the building. So I think that's the information you want, but I'm not sure if that's all you need. I also need to fix this. And then I need to do that setup. And then we got to rebuild. So the doors are at 40 degrees, so it's not bad. And then we need to have our telescope again. All right, so telescope. Yeah, I can't open up the star map anymore. I cannot open up the star map anymore. So because of that, I need to build my telescope again. Yes, it does overheat. Yep, feels bad, man. That bad alignment with the timing. You hate to see it. If I use, yeah, that bugs me. Some screens are alphabetical and some aren't. Yeah, we know the skills tab is. The vitals tab is by age. So Cthulhu was one of my starter dupes, and he's one of the oldest dupes here, which is why he's here. I cannot play unless I have the sweeper extension. Wait, what? How many more tiles do you get, Shingara? That sounds OP, dude. Sweepers should not have that range. Hey, you want aid? That's fine. If you really want to, I give them to you. Poetic artists, let me know, man. Gotta use the channel points, and then, dude, snag up the aid if that's what you want. Perfectly fine. You get to choose the dupe you want, man. Removes the tiles above the sweeper. It stacks along the side, the bottom, so it's wider, not deeper. Oh. Oh, I see. So right now, we have a design like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you take the bottom half and add it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is actively your sweep range. That's pretty wild. That's pretty cool, though. So you have 8 tiles, and then you have the center tile, because it's 9 tiles range originally. Right, this is the original range right here. And then you just take the bottom half and add it to here. That's interesting. Wide sweep versus regular sweep. Let Highborn choose one first. He doesn't have one. Wait, did Highborn join the colony? Highborn Jace, did you join the colony? Did I miss something? Oh, he doesn't have the channel points yet. I thought I missed when someone joining the colony. Highborn, yeah, Highborn Jace is not in the colony, man. So you can rotate the sweep box. Don't feel like it's cheating. It's I mean, you could argue either or, but I'm not gonna lie. I've seen people argue that a liquid lock is cheating. So I feel like it depends on who you talk to. I think it's not bad, but there's, you know, it depends on the school of thought, right? I've heard people say, oh, liquid locks are cheating. That's not the way gases should work in this game. And then they say that not knowing that the devs in the, you know, yeah, you're redeemed word. You're redeemed word. Poetic Artist, this is going to be for you. And you're going to snag up the Abe. Until they give us true error logs. I could see that. But they did the liquid lock in their beta video, didn't they? Like when they were showcasing the game, they had these. I think it's not bad. But yo, Poetic Artist, you wanted the Abe, right? And what kind of name would you like? This is the new Abe, ranch farming at tidying. With the exosuit training. Can't really build, but he's cool. You want to put Zeus. Oh, okay. So what happens is that it doesn't take the points until I okay it. I have to okay it on my end that I gave you the dupe, and then it takes the points. Because if it doesn't, I give you a refund instead. No liquid lock. Lots of things are breaking. 100%, man. It's weird. I use the airlock mod. A fantastic mod. Yeah, I've seen people use that. It's not bad. It's really just preference. I don't mind building a liquid lock, so I just go that route instead. I mean, at this point, you could fudge the game in basic, just build a rocket capsule or do stuff in there and build the aerial. That's true. That is true. But the problem with that is you only get 16 rockets, so you only get 16 rocket capsules. Unless you get a mod to remove the rocket limit. That's the thing about that. That even though, yeah, it's a thing, it's not perfect, though. Okay, I can't reach that, so I'm going to have to deconstruct that tile. Alright, so this is going to be good for this. And I think this means that we should start our first rocket. I use the door, doesn't let gas or liquid through, except pneumatic. It still let them through. Yeah. I've seen that one before. Where the doors, even when it's like people are passing through in the auto door setup, nothing goes through it. I've seen that mod. I've seen that. I see yous over there. Alright, for the steam engine, we don't need any fuel tanks, right? And I have a good amount of steel. I might not have enough, though. Let me make sure that we're still smelting. Oh, we're waiting for the steel coolant to cool down. Okay. That's fine. We're still making steel. Wait, my solar panels aren't getting lights? Oh, the signal was reversed. Oh, the signal was reversed. Okay. So this is a simple fix. We just need a NOT gate at the end. So I'll put it like this. And then we have to redo the automation. This goes like that, and then that's there. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for pointing that out. Alright, heading out. Have a good night, all. Thank you for stopping by Auntie Social. Hope you have a nice week ahead of you. If we don't see you next time, hope you have a great weekend as well. And a great Thanksgiving. If you're celebrating, of course. If you don't, man, I'm sorry to bring that up. I know a lot of the times the non-Americans bring up the Pilgrims and the bad things they did. But, we look at Thanksgiving, at least I do, as a time to spend with the fam, things like that, family gatherings. So, dude, if you do celebrate, hope you have a good one, Auntie. Otherwise, have a great week, have a great weekend. But they're well protected. Yo, man, I gotta get some power, baby. I gotta get some of that juice. Without the juice, man, I don't know what I am. I need the juice, if you know what I mean. Gotta have the juice. Alright, we're gonna build this tile. Oh, it's connected. Okay, cool. So that's gonna be an overflow setup. Oh, you had the Canadian Thanksgiving. Oh, nice. But enjoy yours. Thank you, Auntie. Have a good one. And hope you're preparing for the winter coming ahead. I hear that in Canada, the winter times is pretty bad. Alright, so the easy way to flip the signal is at the end, we just change this into a NOT gate. Because that's exactly all we need to do. It's funny. That's exactly all we need to do. Because what people don't know is that that's, at the end of the day, nothing changes. It's just the resulting signal at the end. We just need the doors open because the doors are blocking the light. So we need to just do the thing. Make sure we can put the NOT gate. I'm just missing a automation cable here. And then once we do that, we will flip the signal for the door munchers. It'll still go red, still go green. Just that the end result is that they're going to stay open. All right, so this pipes in oxygen. Maybe once it has enough. And then this is backing up a little bit. So what we could probably do is have a overflow setup as well, right here. We need a ladder for that. And what we would want to do is basically cut this line. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cut that in half. This is going to allow us to have the back line be filled with this line, and this fills only the top line. That way we can have oxygen overflow into the telescope. Okay, of course we're going to need a little bit of power here. This is done, so we could fix this now. This goes like this. We cut this, we cut that, and then this goes this way. And then the doors are open now. Sweet. So, doors are open, but these doors are closed, so we're still not getting power, dude. Feels bad. And then this automation is tied together. That's open, that's good. Alright, so the automation's fine. Everything's great. Should be able to watch this work. Yeah, I wanted to add a renewable waterfall. I do enjoy the environmental designing. I used to do some interesting things in Minecraft, added rivers, base of the mountain. Yeah, a lot of like quote-unquote naturalization. You want things to look real too, not just straight lines, right? Added a base in the mountain, farming on top, years ago. Kind of need to do another modded playthrough. I used to play on the server people had met 20 years ago, 15, I don't know. We used to have a website, but went Discord. Yeah, dude, that's the Minecraft experience. I used to do that too. I used to do a lot of giant builds. I used to have a private server I play on. And, you know, I would just go in, build giant designs, and that's what I would spend time doing. Mining, getting the resource, because you need a lot of resource for that. And one of the things that, like, was able to allow me to, like, thrive was, because I was doing a giant build, I would just keep farms there. Right? Oh, mega projects, I see you over there. So I would just have, like, watermelon farms, things that self-reproduce, and then have it automatic while I'm building and mining around that area. So I just get easy melons, and I would sell the melons to the server shop. Back in the days, when I used to play Minecraft. And then with that, I'd be able to use the money to buy resources I wanted for the builds. That was so long ago, though. Oh, so long ago. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I do need to do this. And then after that, we're good. And then on this part, so I could mine this out, and then we go 1, 2, 3, so it's here. And then I would mine this. And then this would allow me to trim that. That's not bad. Oh, I see. I like the market. Sometimes it's just a pain, because it's like, when you don't have a market, you end up just getting everyone making village trader farms, and then emerald farms, and it just starts lagging the game, right? Because they just AFK farm that, and it just becomes a hassle. So it was easier to have everyone do other things. The smooth babies are alive! Let's go! This is going to be one of the achievements. These guys are the ultimate... Look at those hit points. If a smooth hatch played MMOs, you know it's a tank. 400 hit points, man? That's strong. Everything else is 25, dude. Why is this 400 hit points? You know what I'm saying? Other hatch is at 25 health. Feels weird, man. This guy's a tank. Very durable. I might be scared of that. Apparently, I've only ever seen Bedrock Minecraft because the other day I was on stream. Saw Java version full glory. Guys were playing City Skyline. Minecraft. Yeah, you could do a lot of modded stuff, man. Minecraft is like, you could do Battle Royale, Skyblock. There's so many things you could do on that. It's insane. You know, I see you over there for one. No, man, we got to do the achievement though. Down the hatch. Looks like a bike helmet, dude. Dude, why are you yum, dude? Any bike riders in chat, you guys should make a helmet design with the face of the hatch on the front. So it looks like you just got a hatch on your head, dude, while biking. That'd be the business. Cities and MC, saw someone run to you do a lot of crazy stuff, man. You really could. Okay, so it's opening. This is open because of how the things work. So the regolith's about to fall down, and then we should be able to see that crush, and then we should have solar panels turn on. Oh no, it's nighttime. There's no light right now. Feels bad. There we go. Falls through. Everything opens and closes. Crush the regolith. A little bit more right there. There we go. I've seen the redstone computers. Those are crazy. They don't work multiplayer though because of the lag. Everything needs to line up a little bit better. That's usually like single player creative stuff. Alright, so we're gonna start scanning. It's time, boys. It's time to start scanning. Alright, alright. So once the day kicks on, our solar panels should be on. Automation on the buffer is about to end soon. I could probably lower this from 30 seconds to 24 at the very least. Oh, it reset the... No, it's done. The signal's done. So it's just gonna stay open. Sweet. Okay, there we go. Someone made one to play Dabs. Yeah, I've seen it. It's pretty crazy. Working on a full city in survival mode. Oh, that's tough, dude. Survival? I mean, it's possible. Look like a legit city, 6-lane highways downtown to interchange crazy. I've seen that on Reddit before. Hey, look at that. Solar power. Let's go. It's solar power. I'm not even mad. It's free energy. Someone's got to harness it, right? All right, pretty good. All right, so from here, I want to have this basically not open. And then we're going to make another scanner. That's probably going to be dedicated to the rockets. So I need to think about this. So let's go with 7. And then we have a command capsule 8, rocket engine 9. So that's 45 tiles. So let's go with 50 tiles. Okay, so my rocket engine has to be down here. Wow. Okay, we're going to have a tall rocket. Maybe we get started with the first set of... Yeah, maybe we have to just mine this out today. Maybe that's the play. Alright, so let's go like this. Let's mine 1, 2, 3, 4. Mine that out. Mine this out. Let's start trimming the top. All of this is mineable. This is a decon. This might be... It might be time. So let's put a layer of insulated tiles here. And then there's nothing here to sweep, right? Yeah, let's tie this up. Let's cap that. Actually, before I cap that, there was a couple things I wanted to do here, right? No, we would do it from the other side, theoretically. Yeah. Because I want this to be a vacuum. I guess we don't have to do that yet. Vacuum it later. So we're going to solidify this wall so that we can start cracking into the abyssalite right here and start strip mining everything and build our first rocket. I like watching EJ's Minecraft days. He only does it once per week. Built a whole city in vanilla survival mode. It's nuts. Damn! EJ on that Minecraft, huh? Interesting. I don't watch a lot of EJ. Not because I don't like him, but I'm not going to lie. He never pops up on my feed. And I don't remember to watch EJ. And when I watch EJ, like he pops up, he's looking at science stuff. And, He does a lot of like NASA rocket launch, SpaceX stuff. He follows that, right? And it's pretty cool if you like that stuff. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't really tune in. Feels bad. I watch stream for the NASA. He does a lot of that. That's kind of like I guess a theme for the channel. Nothing wrong with that, but it's I just don't do a lot of that. Layro without suit. Was someone not wearing a suit? Yo, that's illegal, dude. Oh, dude, what are you doing? Dude, Fluent, I don't know how you saw that, man. But that should not have been possible. You shouldn't be able to get into the no suit area. Feels weird that that's happening. The layer, what layer is light on? I asked because I noted a few things I won't build if you have dry walls. They introduced a bug today with the most recent patch. What bug you're talking about? She fell down. That's how I noticed. Oh. She fell down? From how? From where? You can't fall down into here. This doesn't work. I'm confused. Last patch had some bugs. Interesting. I don't really know much about that. Alright, so which layer is light on? Because I asked you to notice a few things. Okay, so lights like that. I don't know if that helps. Kerbal Space Program, Real Life Space, Science is a special. Yeah, he does a lot of that. Every time I see EJ's channel, he's doing a lot of the NASA coverage stuff. Like, he pops up on, like, the front page when he's doing that. It's a bug that causes dupes can pass through checkpoint without atmosuit. No, wait, didn't they say that was fixed? Didn't they say that was fixed? Aw, come on. Was it not fixed? Was it actually not fixed? Aw, that sucks. Because they say in the patch notes, fix the bug where dupes pass through exosuits without putting a suit on. So it actually still is broken, huh? Oh, that sucks. I could have sworn the patch notes said they fixed that problem. There was a bug in a previous patch, supposedly fixed the dupes passing through the checkpoints without a suit, but it might not have been fully fixed. Ooh. I think because of the lag, it happens more often. I was wondering about layers, like how a layer for liquid pipes, air pipes. Maybe it was lag. It may have been lag, yeah. Try to fix it, but dupes will have a chance to pass. That said, it's fixed. And fixed even more. And it broke even more. And then revert that fix. Okay. So we gotta take it with a grain of salt. That's basically what I'm understanding. Which is fine. Yeah, so it's not fixed. That's cool. At least now we know. Wait, so I'm wondering about layers. Like how there's a layer for liquid pipes, etc. Oh. I see you, dark matter. I see you over there. You just have to have enough checkpoints more than dupes. That might be the easy fix. I've only had that issue when there are multiple ways in and out. I only have it, I think, because of my 108 dupe population, to be honest. If I didn't have a population this high, I probably wouldn't have the issue. Realistically. Alright, let's crush some Pokeshells. I have a lot of limes, I'm not even worried. Gotta continue that. Dude, look at this! The vacuum! Dude, this takes forever to vacuum. The sleep weakening is gonna take forever. Okay, so from here, I think we're either gonna have to make a coolant setup. I also need to start mopping up some of the oil here. Just put the pitcher pump. Shouldn't be too bad. And then this water is good now, so I can remove the bridge. Which means this needs to be off, which is fine. The coolant's not bad. It's cooling out the area. So the composts are doing alright. Why not build more pumps? For the vacuum? I could, but I don't know if that would actually help. This didn't happen on the previous 100 dupe run. Ooh, that's true. Why not flood it? It's harder to remove the water after it's flooded. Mini pumps help greatly if I spread them out, yeah. No, yeah, that can work. It's just that this is a pretty big room. It's a pretty big room. I don't know if I have enough water. Just saying. This whole room's getting vacuumed, right? Yeah, more pumps might be better. Due to the fact that we're trying to cover an area, and we're not pumping at 500 grams right now anyways. It's milligrams. I'm not a fan of flooding it out, though, to be honest. I feel like it's more work. I mean, this is gonna be fine. You could use a drop of liquid, a drop of water onto it. Probably exploity, but moves the gas liquid pretty quick. No, that's I get it. I just don't think it's worth it. I just don't think it's worth it. So where gases separate, spread, but liquids just drop, it could only go down. Yeah, I get that. I get that. It's just if I were to do that, I would have did it in the beginning, not right now. Do you know about dropping onto a heavy liquid exploit? Do you mean the stacked liquids? Dark matter? Is that what you're talking about? Petrol, oil, ethanol, water, enough to occupy the room. That's true, but I think it's too late, man. It's not going to be worth it to do it at this point. But you're missing a trick. You're trying to vacuum massive room, break it into smaller rooms. Maybe deconflux some tiles around the lattice for better airflow. I'm not gonna lie. That probably is fine, but I would have to add so many more suits at the same time. I guess that's okay, I guess. But we're already at milligram. This is gonna vacuum soon. The bottom is already vacuumed. I don't think anything you guys are suggesting actually helps me, though. It's just a different method. So we can't actually use the same line because the gases aren't going to work. I mean, they could merge if it happens to be the same element. You should just block off the vacuum rooms. No, that actually helps. Moving the pumps, but having the vacuum area here be open helps it out as well. Just several more mini air pumps across the room. When the room near vacuum is much faster to empty out the room. Paralyzed bridges, yeah, that's true. You have more chance for merge that way, 100%. Especially when you're in like the micro packet stage like we are now. Alright, sure, we'll do it. Alright, so we gotta cut the power line. We gotta cut this. We gotta cut that. I gotta cut this. And then we gotta wait. Because I only have 3 suits right now. Alright. Deconstruct this. Sweep as much as we can. Alright, so we only have 3 suits right now. I actually want to move the suits to the bottom layer because of where the geyser is. Alright, so the telescope is already scanned. Let's go for this one. Let's mine out these tiles. I could probably mine out that tile as well and deconstruct all of this. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, let's deconstruct that. So we should probably just pump from the top, because looking at the unit of measurement, that's where most of the gas is. probably here. All right. What's clean floors mod? I don't know what that means. Well, you gotta also understand if it adds anything to the game, I don't want it. I'm lagging. More mods means more calculations. You don't want that. You don't want that. We probably take Ruby. Oh, you don't like these blocks? Oh, yo, man, you OCD more than I am. I see you over there. Our water's gone. I don't think I need the ice anymore. I probably do. All right. Still gonna pull the ice from the bottom, which is fine. Gonna go back to here, deconstruct that. And then we need to start trimming here. I see a Shidgara. You're playing New World, man? Still? That's impressive. Did it become a good game? No time to sweep the 400. Dude, the lag, man. Just saying. That's a lot of lag. Alright, let's mine this out, because we should be able to mine it all out. Let's start trimming this. Should be fine. Started a week ago. It's a great game now. I heard that the only change they made was for the leveling process, so that it's not stupid questing anymore. But I heard that the problems with the end game still exist, where there's no end game. You know, you're just grinding elite mobs. That's it. Like, there's no real end game to it. I don't know. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Don't play it anymore myself. Mr. Pip, the last pinch of pepper down. Let's go. It's what you make of it, isn't it? That's only possible if you have a lot of things you could do, like in Guild Wars. If you play Guild Wars 2, there's a lot you could do. Map completion, jump puzzles, achievements for certain legendaries, PvP rating, dungeons, fractal. Like, there's so many things in it. New World doesn't have that amount of content yet for it to be a make what you want of it type of game, because it doesn't have enough options. If it can, it could be amazing, but I don't think it has that yet. Right, and Guild Wars 2 has that and then some. That's not enough. That's what I'm saying. Not that it doesn't have content comparatively to the other games out there. You that try to have that as its identity. There's a threshold you need to have. Otherwise, you just finish the game, and then you just no reason to go back. All right, so we gotta wait on that. Hopefully this spreads this out right there. No, of course not. It's just that I don't have time to play more than one MMO. Yeah, I mean, you could look at it whatever way you want, but that's the truth. I just don't have time. If I had the luxury to be able to spend more time on multiple MMOs, I probably would, but I don't have the time. No, here's the thing. I don't pay attention to that. If that makes sense. I don't even have time to pay attention to that. I just go in and play. If that makes sense, casually. So it's like, if there's something new coming out, I don't even know. I just play because I want to play and do what I want to do. So it's like, I don't even have time to follow. Oh, new patch. Oh, seasonal event, festival event. Oh, this is a limited time partnership thing, collab with another game. I just go in and play. I don't even follow the content. Like that's how it is to me. So a decent amount of changes to endgame and new world, but honestly, it'd be hard to compete with Guild Wars 2 on the amount of endgame. But that's more of a decade's worth of content, know-how compared to ASG Zero's. Yeah, 100%. That's what it is. Like, which is why I feel like they need to have more of a like directed endgame. Do what you want only works if you have a lot of options. I just thought of a fun way to vacuum a room, freeze it, and drop the solid, sweep and destroy. Oof. All your materials, all your liquids get cut in half. If you have a lot of water, though, I guess it's fine. You're part of a vanquishingly small minority to even have time for one MMO these days. I don't. I don't even do that much on my Guild Wars. Oh, Dark Matter. States of Matter are not going to allow that to happen. If this was gas and you always go gas, liquid, and then solid, when you get it cold enough that it becomes a liquid, all of it falls down. And yep, Flu 1 brings up another point. If you super cool it by introducing super coolant at a minus 255 in an attempt to super freeze state change, it's probably too low of a mass because there is a minimal mass for a lot of liquids to solidify into a solid. Give you an idea. If you're trying to make ice, right? If you have, I think it's less than 100 kilograms, you get a ice debris instead of a diggable tile. This is a diggable tile. This is ice debris. And that's the problem. You could freeze it, but it just becomes this. Especially if you start with gas. I'm back. Couldn't sleep. Oh, feels bad food. Feels bad. Hopefully we'd help you out any way we can. Let us know. But damn, man. Can't sleep. I feel that. Insomnia, man, it's tough. Pretty good. Some steam would be nice. Or phosphorus. Again, that element. Phosphorus, man. Be like that. Ceiling collapse is... Yeah, it's fine. They could still make the jump. No one's stuck, dude. Why are you guys idle? Come on, dupes. Y'all could do this. 7k hours spent in Guild Wars 1. Couldn't keep up with my friends in Guild Wars 2. Fell off. Sucked the life away for like a decade for MMOs. Oof, feels bad. Dude, that feels bad when the homies leave you behind. They're supposed to be the homies, man. Supposed to do the dungeons together. I got tons of little nuggets of CO2 in your space and the bottles. Dude, that happens if you're wearing the oxygen masks. This one. Because your duplicates breathe out the CO2. And when they breathe it out, and if it's in the space ice in the DLC, it usually becomes liquid. Or solid little nuggets, yeah. The CO2 special, dude. Currently play New World, but everyone I know who plays New World knows it won't last forever due to the lack of endgame. It'd be like that sometimes. Yeah, I was just saying that they go liquid and then solid. Yep. It's tough, man. Does it only change once? No, it depends. It depends on what it is. CO2 is going to go from liquid to solid to gas. Right? So... CO2 gas goes to liquid, goes to solid. Solid goes back into liquid, goes back to gas. However, something like algae, for example, becomes dirt, and then dirt becomes sand. And then sand becomes glass. Now, the thing is that glass, if it becomes glass, that's it. You just become glass. So you get no option. That's a one-way street right there. So it depends on the element. Some elements are, once you process it, it cannot revert to the original state. That's only some elements though. So it kind of depends. It wasn't because they weren't willing to help. I've only had 1 to 2 hours where they played 5+, so fell behind. It wasn't worth it to keep up all that stuff. Damn, yeah, I could see that. If they just get a lot of like resistance and then you have none, you just can't do the content with them. So you could freeze a room to vacuum it, couldn't you? Oh, I want to still say no because with that idea, you have to freeze oxygen, which yeah, you need to have supercoolant. So technically you can, but it's not feasible. If that makes sense, because you have to reach negative 218, which means you have to be in the end game, right? Because you need to have a space resource to be able to do that. Otherwise, you have to pump out the oxygen first and then refill it with carbon dioxide, which is counterintuitive because if you already pumped out the oxygen, just pump out the other gas. So it's not that it's not possible, it just doesn't make sense to do it. Unless it's like for an achievement or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you really want to do like an achievement for that, it's kind of, don't have to do that. It wasn't because, or technically, yeah, technically. If heated to stone gas, then cool down to magma, crushing the sand. Oh, wow, fool, I see you over there. That requires a lot of the weird strats, though. I see you over there. I think the whole endgame thing is a separation of mentality. I played Star Wars Galaxy. Anyone who knows Star Wars Galaxy, it had no content. Zero nada. You made your own content. Star Wars Galaxy? Star Wars Galaxy. So that's only possible if there's already a fandom. Because that's the problem with games that don't have any history, right? World of Warcraft was based off of books, based off of the real-time strategy game. Star Wars has the movies, right? Now it's TV shows, a lot of iconic characters. There's a lot of attachment to the game that doesn't come from the game itself. That's not comparable to games that don't have a popular book or story like that. Because there's got to be no significance. Oh, dude, that's Dumbledore. And then the someone who's never read Harry Potter, like, oh, that's just a mage. That's really old. I guess he's supposed to be wise, right? And it's like, okay, at that point, he becomes a non-factor. You're gonna forget about him. But if you follow the movies, you follow the books, you're gonna be like, oh, dude, that's the guy, man. He's the Dumbledore. And then you're in awe. You're gonna remember the quest, things like that. And yes, and at that point, if you could do that, you're technically role playing as a character that you awed over for a long period of time. But when you don't have that and you don't have content, like it gets boring fast. It gets boring fast. And here's the thing, I'm not looking at endgame as, oh, this is what you need to do. Like, this is the goal of the game to play at the end. No, I'm talking about endgame is once you hit max level, what can you do? That's endgame for me. The things you do at the max level. And it could be make your own content, and that's fine. I just don't think New World's at the point yet where you could do that and still be able to play for that long. Like, once you do that and you kind of exhaust every avenue, you're kind of just done. And you look for a new game, I guess. Filling with CO2 would be easier and it would push up the oxygen substantially. Yeah, sure, that does work, yeah. But you would also have to overpressure the oxygen. That's another thing. You could only push up on oxygen from below and filling it out with CO2 if the amount of oxygen per tile was less than the per oxygen per tile of CO2. Right? That's the only way it pushes it up. Outside of that, yeah, you have to hit that mass too. Star Wars Galaxies, yep. I guess if you knew you were going to make a room at the start, you could funnel your CO2 into it. I guess, yeah. I just don't think it's feasible because you still would need plastic, aqua tuner, gold, steel, and it's like that's yeah, it's gonna be a pain. I don't know if that's worth it to like that amount of time to invest to do that. Oh, I love that game, Star Wars Galaxies. No, no, no. Fandom doesn't promise anything. The game systems that define it: crafting, build possibilities, ability to PvP, area control, player-driven communities influence. Right, and like that's kind of like what you need for all MMOs though. So what's the argument? I'm not even following the argument anymore. I don't understand what the argument is. That's role playing and such, but New World has terrible lore. Once you hit max XP trade skills, what do? Make money. Yeah, for what? That's a problem. There's nothing to do at that point. Like there's no process chain. There's no point of trying to get all the resources. And then it's like it shouldn't be something that's easily attainable. Like in Guild Wars 2, making a legendary could take you months of dedicated grinding because of the fact that you need to do certain achievements, unlock certain things, get reputation or currency for a certain faction, get to certain items. Maybe you have to do the store, whatever it is, right? Sometimes you could just buy some of the things with gold, but not everything's purchasable with the monies. You could roleplay PvP, but the thing is that that's not unique to New World. I'm not bashing on it. I'm just saying that it's like Guild Wars 2, I'm not saying is the better MMO, just has more things to do at once you reach the highest point. Right? You just have more content because it's been out for longer. That's just how it is. Everything you said about New World, Guild Wars has it and then some. Right? Everything. From role playing to PvP to PvE to small player versus player battles, large scale ones, right? There's World v World, PvP tournaments. You could have individual skirmishes and roam in the worlds. There's a lot you could do. That's basically anything to do in New World. You probably have some sort of thing that's similar to that in Guild Wars. But then again, it's like it's a different combat system, right? So that's going to be one of the deciding factors if you like one or the other. The combat system, how it feels, different weapons you have, right? Class identity, if there is one, things like that. That's another thing. If you like the Holy Trinity, it could very much dictate whether or not you play New World or not. Same thing with Guild Wars. If you need to have that healer tank DPS composition, you're probably going to go back to like WoW Classic or something, right? And it's a preference at that point. But I just don't think it comes close when it comes to content. Yeah, no. Have you played Guild Wars 2? Because we have exactly that, where you have factions control the zones. Now the difference is that you don't actually level or do questing in those zones. It becomes a isolated instance, and you get points off of that. It's a different function, but you have basically world battles where the different servers, basically, because that's what they do. They have multiple servers, and then groups or clusters of each server becomes one PvP team, and then everyone from those servers play for a specific color of the team. Then there's 4 maps, and it's usually 3 servers. Right, yeah. So have you seen World v World and the layout for that? It's different, but it's very similar. There's 3 factions, red, blue, and green. You PvP for certain zones. If you hold on to it, and yeah, so World v World, right? And then it's like if you ever played World v World where there's active commanders actually leading, it becomes chaotic because there's map limits. So you start getting if every commander goes into one map, dude, it starts becoming chaos. It's all about Zerg versus Zerg at that point. Just so many people. So that's an aspect that's very new worldish, right? Because it's like it's something that they try to cut a niche for themselves. But if that's the only thing, it's like I could list everything that New World doesn't have that New World has. Instance dungeons in different forms, strikes, dungeons which are different, then fractals which are different, then raids which are different, right? And it's like, what happened to New World with that? Like it's like, and New World has those, but do they? They have dungeons. They have like what, 5 dungeons? How many player raids? What's the size? Do they have a variety of sizes? Is it just 2 like in WoW? I'm just saying, man. Sounds like an MMO world. Shingar is not getting my point, and he's trying to like justify the new world for some reason. And I'm just like, dude, it's not that I'm saying New World is bad. It's just that sheer amount of content, it's different. There's a lot of things that what New World's trying to introduce. It's because it's like modernizing every other MMO and trying to bring it up to date, kind of a thing. But it's like, it doesn't mean that. I don't know. I guess to each their own. Yeah, we both like what we like. That's basically what it comes down to. It's just like, no, wait. It's not that Guild Wars doesn't have that. It's just a little bit different. Maybe that's not up to the taste. Right? If you don't like that, hey man, it is what it is. That's the thing. It's big studio behind it, but it feels like a small studio running it. It's weird. Where's your mod badge? I don't want to call you out, man, so I'm not gonna say anything. Yo, man, Dark Matter. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Like, hey, man, when's the last time you were here? When's the last time you were here, man? You want to be a mod? I'm all, man. I consider it, but you know, you gotta have good attendance. Otherwise, you know, if you're not here, you can't even moderate. And then it's like you would have to be active in chat. But yeah, it's a couple days ago, I think. Yeah, man. We got some bot commands. Not gonna bring it out though. We can check watch time. Oh yeah, yeah. I see you with that. I see you with that. But yo, man, you know, goes both ways. Yeah, a lot of times you don't want to work, so it's fine. And I know it's work. I don't want to pressure anyone to do it. So I try to not just have mods or invite people. I just do everything myself. Because at the end of the day, I'm not paying any of my mods. So I know that, hey, we're not paying you. So if you could be here and hang out, do the thing, that's great. But if you can't, you got real life, that's fine as well. I'm not going to force you guys to be here. So a lot of the times it's me, myself. And it's, you know, it's if I get a bigger stream, I could start paying my mods maybe, but right now, yeah, I'm too small. So payment's not gonna be considered because I can't pay the mods. Okay, so what can we do? Oh yeah, we gotta start the rocket, right? Steam rocket. So we need to do the dig outs. We already sealed the top part right here. So this is actually open to vacuum. No problem with that. We need to just start mining, dude. We really do. Alright, we could trim this out so it's more level. And then from here, we gotta go down. So here, and then we need to just trim this down. So we don't need that much. We just need to be able to build a rocket engine right here. And then we gotta let the area vacuum out. Now this is gonna be good. Because all the gases here is gonna leak out and then eventually become a vacuum. I see you over there, food. What a guy. I see you over there. Oh, dude. The balloon waits outside for the duplicate using the telescope. That's so jank. It's like having a dog wait outside of a restaurant while you pick up your takeout. And it's waiting for Ace Cal, dude. Look at that. What a nice little balloon. Reduced visibility. Oh, it's because I didn't open up the other doors. Feels bad. I probably could, but it's not worth it. We don't need a lot of visibility. As long as we could scan, it's gonna be fine. The guy's stale 94. Is it bad or is it good? Not even floating away. Yo, man. Vacuums don't float away in space. They expand, right? Something, something. I believe that's how it works. Gotta mine this out. This is almost ready to be mined out. Let's go with that. Mop that up. Alright, so we gotta just mine this out. So we're gonna keep this closed. We're gonna use this for a space scanner. And then I need to have a surface to walk on. We want the vacuum though. Stale and salty. I see you guys over there. Alright, so we mine this out, and then we got to get a setup here. So I guess we could just do the same setup and just use the solar panels as a way to do that. We're generating 2,000 watts, which shouldn't be too bad. So, this is 4 tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Autosave flag. Alright, so this is actually never going to... This is actually never going to open, right? I'll still put it on a door. Because this is going to detect a rocket. So this is going to control this, so when we launch... Oh, and I need to do 2 doors, right? For the steam rocket? Okay. So it's 5 tiles tall, but the width is, I think, 7. So it's a little bit off. Okay, so this is going to be where my rocket is. So it's going to be in this area. I can't go through to this side. We could try if we want, but I don't think we need to. And then we're just going to wait for the dupes to finish mining everything. So we need to go below this tile to build the engine. So... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's go into here. Now we want to do the lineup. So this goes down to here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I go up from here, it should be the right side of the bunker door. Or not. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, what? So this is... Oh, it's here. Okay, so it's like this. Okay. And then we probably pick up the right side 7 as where the steam engine's going to be. Alright, so we need to line that up. We're going to keep the ladders there as a marker. That means everything else on the right side we're not going to have to mine anymore. And then we're going to trim everything down right here. Alright, alright. So it's going to be... Well, I want to mine the other stuff first, but we can still reach that. Alright, so we're going to get the rocket for the next time, set up a automatic scanner so that when we're returning or when we launch, it's automatic. And then we have the muncher set up already, solar panels is up, and we're starting to clear out the space. Let's go, let's go. Pinch of pepper nuts. Okay, so how old are you, Mr. Pip? 69 years old, of course. Of course. How old would the Pips be otherwise, right? It's always 69. So over here we're going to go with 30 seeds. We're going to go with a pinch of pepper nuts. Nice. Dude, man, it'd be like that sometimes. Let's check out the critter drop-offs on the other areas. I want to see if we could drop this out right here. Bring that out. Bring that out. Okay, sure. So we could wrangle him, goes up here. This area is warm enough for this to grow, so this is not bad. But the backside is not hot enough. It's getting there. We're getting to that ideal temperature that we want to be at. So the space heater needs to stay on. Still need to stay on. Move that to there. Start planning on this layer. Before we finish this, I might want to move the suits down right here. That could be one thing to do. How many sleep segments do they get? 2 or 3? Because I must take them a long time to get back. So if you didn't know, sleeping is weird in this game. No matter how long of a sleep schedule you'll give them, they sleep until they're full stamina. Every time. So they will wake up late, if you didn't know that. So that means that... Oh, Telecope is ready. Yeah, notice that. So I give them 2 tiles of sleep so they could reach their bed in time. Right? And I know they're going to reach their bed in time because they're going to be hanging out in the rec room. So they could just run across, go back to sleep. And then they should wake up to shower every morning. Now, of course, you know, that's really up to you. But you could even give them 1 tile of sleep and then expect them to oversleep. But I do 2 tiles because you don't need 3. 3 is too much. And in both the comfy bed and the regular bed, you're only going to need 2 tiles of sleeping for you to get full stamina. Ox fertilizer. I was going to say ox light. Electrical engineer, not a operator. Feels bad. Researcher that loves animals. Feels bad. And then deco tight. Yeah, we take the fertilizer. These 2. We want to trim that as well. And then it looks like I need to do the ice sweeping again. So let's close the ice box. I'm gonna lock this. And then this is no longer sweep only. We're gonna move all the ice back. Should be fine. And then this is melting as well, which is fine as well. They don't wake up early though, do they? No, they do not wake up early. So if they are scheduled to sleep and they are already at max stamina, they just continue sleeping. The duplicate special, they just sleep in, take a nap basically. They gotta do what they gotta do. Oh, this is almost... Oh no, we have to bottom the fill still. Not as bad. Have you ever tried to schedule with all sleep tiles? Yes, when I was doing the DLC with the new traits, these story traits, you know what I'm talking about? If you know about the story traits, you kind of want to do it. If you know about the story traits, the Somnium Synthesizer. So the longer they sleep, the more journals you get, which means you get to use the building for the buff. That's the short and skinny. There's a lot more specifics to it, like how long you have to sleep, how much journals you get per dupe, how many journals you need to keep the machine running. So you eventually end up with like an army of dupes that just dedicate themselves to sleeping, which is pretty interesting. Oh, I gotta remove this ladder. And then we have the seeds in already, so we just gotta do this. I don't think I have it because my base started at Fast Friends. I don't have it either for that same reason. I started right before the update came out, so I didn't have that add-in. Okay, so... crabs here. We could wrangle them, but at the same time, I really don't care. Ice deliveries are doing not bad. Oxygen is great. Alright, so they're building this. Oh, this got mined out. So, let's continue the dig. This comes down to here. I should probably do this. Just to get to the Bissolite mining, make this a little bit easier, and then we want to go down deeper. I also probably should mine this out. They can. They can. They will wake up just to pee their pants. And if they're hungry, they will die. If you say starve to death, yes, that is a thing. So yes, that everything else is normal. You probably have dupes didn't pee the night before and they wake up in the middle of the night to pee themselves. That happens, man. They don't think it be like it is, but it do. All right. So guys, I think this is going to be a great spot to wrap things up for the night. Made some progress into space. Still got to wait for the vacuum. And then we're starting to pinch pepper nuts for the pepper bread. And then we're going to get ready to start vacuuming at the right side. Launch our first rockets to get some data banks. Probably going to start potentially making a petroleum refinery. Because that's going to be the next step. We're going to need petroleum. Because after steam engines, we're going to have to make petroleum engines for a lot of rocket flying. So that's going to mean that, of course, we're going to have to use all the oil here. And start tapping into this. I have one volcano. And we're probably going to tap into this so we can make a petroleum boiler. So we're going to upgrade the petroleum boiler into a sour gas boiler eventually. But right now, when we need petroleum, I'm probably just going to make a petroleum boiler first so that we could launch our rockets. So that's going to be a necessary step we'll probably do next time. Did you know you can start... No, did you know you can sometimes prevent peeing if you move them before they start? That doesn't work when you're lagging. But I could see how that can work. Is there an oil valve on this map? I have to use the wells. I have to use the wells right here. So I have to pump in water. So all the water here is just going to feed into the wells. So I'll probably have to like melt the ice because you have a lot of ice. So we could just cool down the oil by building temp shift plates made out of ice. And then by using the water on top, we pump it into the well and get more oil. But yeah, that's going to probably be how I have to use my frozen core. Use it as the water source. You could do it if you time it well, but if you lag and there's delay between the movement, you probably can't. I can't do it in my playthrough. I know that for a fact. But maybe on a fresh map, you could probably do that. I'm not sure. I've never tried it. You could do that for a lot of things, though. There was another thing. Yo, Leofar, what's good? Hope you're well. I see you over there. You caught us right as we're wrapping up the streams, man. Hope you've been okay. Hope you had a nice Mondays. And guys, it is going to be time. Got the autosave in. Oh, you just finished an exam. Yo, man, you feeling good about it? Good results, hopefully. You got the good results. I'm hoping that you did, man. Hope you did well. Perfected it. Good stuff, good stuff. That's what I want to hear. Didn't know that flipping a priority to exclamation point and then bringing it back down to 9 keeps it at 1. First task, yes, that is a thing. That is a thing. Normally, though, what you want to do is something like this. If no one is digging this, you go like that until you see current errand, like that, and then you bring it down. That's what you want to wait for, till someone actually picks it up. But yes, that does work. Now, that works until they schedule change. In which case, they're not going to switch as the first task with a dupe that's active. That's the only thing that kind of sucks with that. So if you get someone, and then you bring it back down to 9, and then they immediately end their schedule, you get jebaited, man. That's basically what happens. Alright, so with that, guys, let's get to save in base Mamba number 5.